Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we got to go over the tough loss to the Detroit Lions yesterday. I'm going to give you the rundown of the game. And we also got to talk about what are the Raiders going to do moving forward, right? And I got a lot of videos coming out. I got a lot of tapes that we about to expand upon today and throughout the week. But, we got to go over where we're going to go from here. Trade deadline is just about an hour away from being done. So what are the Raiders going to do there? So without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get this intro started, and let's get the show cracking.
As a young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Once again, it's another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you're tapping on the like, on the subscribe button, and please hit on that little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes like this one right here. But like I was saying, man, I gotta give you the rundown of the game yesterday. As painful as it was to watch, I got to do my job, and I got to give you the rundown of what it was, even if you didn't watch the game. Also, we got to go over what do the Raiders do from here? Where did they go? You know what I mean? What do we do? What's the outlook for the rest of the season? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So yesterday, the Raiders lost a tough, heartbreaking game, 26-14 to the Detroit Lions. And throughout the entirety of the game, pretty much the majority of the game, you were in the game. As for the Raiders, they were in the game. You could look at the box score and, all that, and they were in they were closer than they should have been in that game yesterday. And realistically, the Lions should have whooped our ass. Yesterday. They played bad. We caused turnovers as a defense. We got the ball back as an offense. If the offense just has some sort of rhythm, anything, it would be a much, much, much closer game, right? And I say a much, much closer game, and it was close, but goddamn, when they were up 9 points, right, and they were only making field goals, it felt like the Raiders were down by fucking 50. And that's the sad reality of it, right? Because in the first quarter, realistically, if you're holding a team to just field goal, and they've had multiple red zone opportunities, you're confident. You say, okay, shit, maybe the offense just got to get on track for a little bit, but once they do, we can beat these motherfuckers. They already not playing good. But with the Raiders offense, it's a different exception because even when they're up by 9 points, you don't have no confidence in this offense to go downfield and score anything. And that's the sad reality of it, okay? Now, we're going to talk about specifically yesterday because I know a lot of people, this is what we got to stop doing. When something happens, we got to stop saying that this shit is a general occurrence, right? And what I mean by that is this. We have to look at this shit from a week-to-week basis. The majority of us already know that Josh McDaniels is pretty much not the guy. But now, we can't keep beating a dead horse with that. We can't. Because now, we're going to use that to say that some of these players are excused for playing the way that they're playing. No, stop. It's time we start looking inward. And when I say inward, more than the coach. Because most of us already know what he is. You know what I mean? What do I say on this channel all the time for the people who are here all the time? What's understood don't need to be explained. That can be good or bad. So we know what the fuck Josh McDaniels is. Now, we got to start looking at the product on the field. Motherfuckers not doing their job. Who's getting paid millions of dollars? And if we're talking about specifically last night, to me, the scheme wasn't bad. You can get mad. You can get on me in the comments if you want. Whatever. The scheme yesterday, we're talking about last night. Keep this in mind. We're not talking about the general totality of the season. We're talking about just last night. The scheme was good. I had no problems with the scheme. There's a couple things that maybe he could have did a little different, but for the most part, he called a pretty clean game. Josh called a pretty clean game. But there's only so much you can do. when your quarterback is playing like 2 packs of ass. Like there is no, like, bro, it's Megan Thee Stallion type ass. That, like, it's that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is that bad. And yeah, you can come at me and say, yeah, he picked him. He did all that. This is him. And some of you can sit there and play the I told you so game. But even if you thought that Jimmy wasn't going to be good, you didn't think he was going to be this bad. Stop it. Stop it. Any motherfucker that's sitting there telling you, yeah, I knew Jimmy was going to be the league leader in interceptions and he was going to look this bad. No, stop. Get out of here, bro. We thought Jimmy was mid, and I thought Jimmy was mid, but I didn't think he was this bad. I need everybody to understand this is historically bad. And it doesn't make it any better when you're paying him the amount of money you're paying him. Keep this in mind. Jimmy G is making damn near the same amount of money as Geno Smith. I take Geno Smith in a motherfucking heartbeat right now. And that's the sad reality of it. Yesterday, and what's even worse about the Raiders offense yesterday, we're going to get to the defense in a minute because we're going to inject some positivity in here because that's where it's at. Positivity is on the defensive side. But when you look at it yesterday, you finally had a fucking running game. Wow. A running game. And what's crazy is, even though Jimmy was wildly inaccurate yesterday and wild, all that shit, you see even just the threat of him throwing the ball downfield back motherfuckers up to a degree. And I'm not saying the success, I said the threat. The threat of it. Obviously, Jimmy is ass and he's not able to take advantage of some of these wide ass open throws that he can make. But the threat of it at least backed up people to a degree that gave Josh Jacobs a little bit of breathing room. And you would think once the Raiders started to run the ball better, you would think the offense as a whole would look better. But no. No. Jimmy made sure that all hopes were dashed. He made sure all hopes were dashed. And before we get to the defense, I'm going to continue to say this. I'm going to continue to die on this hill. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You know what I mean? I'm even going against some of my brothers in the own network. Who cares? This is how I feel. The O-line is not that fucking bad that warrants this type of QB play. Right? Now, really think about what the fuck I'm saying here. Think about what I'm saying. Yes, the O-line is not the greatest O-line in the world. They're not. And I'll give you that fact. I'm not sitting here trying to make an argument that they're top 15. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that they are not as bad to be warranting Jimmy playing that fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had no time, and this man, even when, as soon as he catches that motherfucker back there, there's people in his face. If that's the case, I understand. Because we see it in the NFL every day. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we see it every day. There are examples of terrible O-lines. Like I said, if Jimmy just gets that shit in his hands from a shotgun, there's already like 3 motherfuckers right there, then hey, it is what it is. But there are multiple instances, multiple examples of Jimmy having time to sit back there and pat the ball. And before one of you come at me and say they gave up 6 sacks yesterday, I need you to go back and watch that motherfucker, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's 6 sacks, but not all 6 sacks are on that offensive line. And it rings true this year, just like it rang true last year when we had Derek Carr. Because I said the same shit. Derek Carr contributed to some of the sacks last year because he held the fucking ball too long. Same shit Jimmy's doing. It's just magnified because when he does hold on to the ball, he either takes a sack or he makes a dumbass decision. And it's magnified now. So that's where we're at. You know, that's exactly where we're at. And the sad reality is that this offense, I don't see it being able to get better only for one thing. There's only one thing that can make this offense better. And we're going to talk about that later on. And most of you who are on this channel and have been following me already know what the fuck I'm going to say is the only hope for this offense. So we'll talk about that a little later. But let's get on to the defense, man. I want to get some positivity in here, man, real quick. So as for the defense, bro, lights out fucking performance, bro. Lights out performance once again. And what's crazy is none of us thought this defense would be playing at this level. None of us. I mean, I thought they was going to be better. I said they was going to be better, but I didn't think they was going to be this much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some shit unheard of for me. I've never seen a Raiders defense with a pick six, a fucking 2 fumble recoveries. Jesus. It's like, this is some shit that as a young Raider fan, bro, I have very, very scarcely seen. Scarcely. But this is the shit that brings a tear to your eye, bro, when you see your defense playing this good, right? And they are really overachieving. That's the next thing we have to really say. This defense is overachieving for the amount of money you spent on it. You spent $102 million on that offensive side of the ball for them to score 7 fucking points. 7 points. So only $62 million are invested, roughly, in that defense. So what do you expect? You know what I mean? Like, what can we expect from them when you talk about that? When you skimp, right? When you skimp. Like, I bring this up all the time, bro. When you're talking about, paying for these players and paying for the side of the ball, you can't go to a store and buy some cheap shit and expect it to be the same quality as the high brand. It's not. You can't do it. Now, sometimes you might buy something on a little sale, cheap deal, and then it ends up over exceeding your expectations. Sometimes it happens, and that's what we're getting now. But more times than not, when you skimp and you don't pay the necessary money for a product, you're going to get what you paid for. And in most recent years, the Raiders have got what they've paid for. This is the year that finally we see improvement. And not only improvement, I mean, like, scheme improvement better, right? And Patrick Graham played a way, way better game yesterday. He called a way better game than he did against Bagent. He was too vanilla. He came out here against Jared Goff and decided to mix it up a little bit, cause some havoc. He did that, and the D-line was way, 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 way better this week. The D-line came to play. Adam Butler shined once again, right? We saw Isaac Rochelle out there. I mean, shit. He made a couple nice plays in the run game. Max Crosby is Max Crosby. We know about that. Kuntz played okay. Didn't get a lot of pressure, but he caused enough. Tyree Wilson played good in the run game, like he has been. Didn't get a lot of pressure in that pass, but he's been great against the run. Very good against the run. So, and the problem with that, right? The problem was now in the second half, you got to think about this though. And when I say great against the run, the thing was, somebody's going to come up to me and say, oh, but look at what Jahmyr Gibbs was doing. Of course. That's what he's going to do, bro. The motherfucking defense is on the field for 40 minutes in a 60-minute football game, bro. Of course. It's simple math. If your defense is on the field for that fucking long and they know that they know that the offense has no hope, well, shit. Eventually, the dam is going to bust, bro. Eventually, the water dam is going to bust, and all the water going to come out, bro, and everything you was trying to hold is just going to spill out. That's what's going to happen. And we've seen it happen multiple games this season from this Raiders team. The defense can hold. They can hold. And if the offense is scoring, then they be even better because they be able to pin their ears back, and they be able to play even more aggressive, try to cause more turnovers. But the thing is, right now, they're trying so hard. They're trying so hard to not let the dam bust, bro. Like, they're trying so hard to not bend but don't break. But it's like there's only so much you can do that without breaking. Only so much. And like I said, there's only $62 million invested in this defense, bro. They're not going to be the 85 Bears. This is just not what's going to happen. We're not going to sit here and hold nobody to no fucking 6 points. 13 points. We don't have that time. We don't even have the Jets defense right now. It'd be different if we had the Jets defense. If we had that defense, I'd be like, all right, we can hold them over. I'd be very confident to hold somebody under like 15 for sure. But not this defense. No. There's only so much they can do at this point right now. So yeah, there were a couple instances where Jahmyr Gibbs definitely was taking the top off. But you got to think about it. In that first half, when the game was close and the defense had that juice, still had energy, they was stuffing that shit behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, Max killed Gibbs a couple times. Got a couple of them sweeps out the way. The D-line was playing very, very well up until the late game points when they were just gassed. They were gassed, man. And that's the sad reality of it. I know we talking about positivity as far as this go as the linebackers. I mean, the linebackers are thin, bro. We're very, very thin. Spillane is having to do a lot because, I mean, he's having to overcompensate. Spillane got to overcompensate, bro. You got the Diablo out. What a shocker, right? Diablo fucking being injured yet again. Shocker. He's out. Masterson ends up taking a concussion, and to be argued, bro, he was playing very well. Masterson was playing well, bro. So, I mean, he's out. Then you're relying on your 6th-round pick, Amari Burney, and I'm not really a Burney fan. I'm not a Burney fan at all. And you can see the Lions attack. You know, when they were coming to him, bro, them guards were coming up to that second level, putting him on his ass. So, and that's another reason why Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, was doing what he was doing that second half. Thin linebacker group. Tyree Wilson was questionable, and so we couldn't really set that edge coming in that second half either. After that second half, Tyree Wilson came down with some type of injury, so couldn't really set that edge like we were. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I need people to understand. When Tyree was in, look in that first half. Look how the Lions looked. Look how the Lions looked. And then when Tyree went out and he got kind of banged up a little bit and he wasn't playing as much, look what they started attacking. The kid is good against the run, bro. He's good against the run. Against the pass, you got me. He can be better. But against the run, bro, he's good. So, I mean, when you stand on the offense, it's hard. I mean, defense. It's hard for the defense, man. They're trying. They're trying. There's certain things we can nitpick and do all that. We're gonna do that during the week, but they're trying, bro. They're trying. Patrick Graham is trying, and then it leads me to this conversation here. And I want to get everybody's honest assessments on this. When you're talking fire Josh McDaniels, how can you justifiably fire Patrick Graham? How? He needs to be the interim head coach. That's the only solution because he's played his unit and the way they respond to him is way better than what we've seen the offense do with Josh McDaniels. The defensive unit plays for Graham. They like that scheme. You can tell they aggressive. They do, bro. They play for him. So I think it's irresponsible to not put Patrick Graham as the interim head coach. And if he does well, then Mark can't fuck up twice and make the same mistake twice. Because if he does well and we end up looking good, don't make the same mistake twice, Mark. You got to fuck around and keep the interim head coach. Now, Bisaccia, hit or miss for me. I'm not going to say I wanted him. I'm not going to say I wanted to keep him, but hit or miss. But this one right here, a motherfucker that's a coordinator that people like to play for, and if he comes out here and just rights the ship, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to keep him. So what's the rundown of it? I don't know how there's only one way the Raiders offense gets better. Only one way. And we all know what that is. And that's to start the kid. You got to start Aiden O'Connell. That's the only fucking way this offense gets better. And this is me in no way, shape, or form saying that I think he's going to be the next coming of Tom Brady or anything. No, I'm not saying that. But that's the only hope. Only hope. You could choose to be negative about it or not, whatever. But me personally, it's like that's it. Because anybody, and I continuously said, if you thought Hoyer gave us the best chance to win, God bless you. But come on, bro. Come on. No, 15 years. We don't need to see much more of Brian Hoyer. He's gone. If anybody is still telling me that Jimmy gives us a better chance to win, what the fuck have you been watching? What are you watching? In what fucking world and universe does Jimmy give us a better goddamn chance to win at this point? We've seen him. And I would argue to you that Aiden O'Connell in his one fucking start looked better than Jimmy has the whole season. The whole season. So what the fuck are we holding on hope for? I've seen enough. And as a coaching staff, I hope they've seen enough. And if you're not going to start him against the Giants and Jets, then when the fuck are you going to do it? When the fuck are you going to do it? I said it last night, bro. if he would have flipped that shit, that the decision he made, and he would have played Hoyer in the Charger game and O'Connell in that Bears game, I wouldn't have batted an eye. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't have batted an eye. I would have been like, fuck it. Now I probably, no lie, no, that's a lie. I probably would have came out here and fucking complained, but I would have understood it. The football person in me would have understood it. Vet against the Chargers, a little better, okay? You don't want to put the kid out there in that situation. But against the Bears, bro, it's like, all right, kid, rookie against rookie, fuck it, let's go in. Now this game against the Giants, you're at home. You're at home. The Giants are on their third string. Now, Daniel Jones talking about he might play, but even when he has played, he ain't look good. So what the fuck are we holding our hope for? So we're going to play shit against shit next week? And you're going to hope your trash-ass quarterback plays better than their trash-ass quarterback? That's what you're going to hope on? Come on, son. Come on. Done. You can't do that. So Aiden O'Connell is the only hope. It's the only hope. And that's not me saying I hope he's good. I do. But that's the only hope. That's all we have. And if he can't right the ship, well then, hey, I take solace in the fact and knowing that there's going to be another motherfucking coach in here with another quarterback next year. And as far as the trade deadline that's going down in about 30 minutes, man, I'll say this. The Raiders are not trading away Davante Adams. They're not. And I saw a little report earlier. Like I said, I'm always keeping it authentic. I saw a report earlier that Davante asked about a potential change of scenery early on in the month. It had me pissed. I was mad as fuck. Now, those reports were debunked, right? And he comes out here and saying that that was never true. He's not asking for a trade. So cool. Like I said, I'm always going to keep it authentic, and I'm always going to wait to present the facts to y'all, you know, when I do have it. So when I heard that at first, I was pissed. But after that, I'm like, okay, cool. If it's not true, then, you know, you let bygones be bygones, but you keep him regardless. I know everybody says, oh, you know, he has the most value. But check this out. When you get a rookie, what better motherfucker to pair them with? You need him. Because more than likely, we're going to have a young quarterback this year, next year, regardless of it. It's a young quarterback in this motherfucker. You need Davante Adams to pair with that young QB. Somebody to help him grow, to develop. Because when you look at it, some young QBs don't really get that guy at receiver until like their second year. Look how long it took Tua to get Tyreek. How long it took Josh to get Stephon Diggs. You know, these are things. These are things you have to really think about. And as far as a young quarterback developing, perfect receiver to give him. You need him. Jacoby, you need him. Certain players, certain player, Josh, hit or miss. He can go. I'm not going to lie to y'all. And it's not because I don't like Josh, but you know, hey, I'm not paying him over the like 13 mil, 10. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Hunter, he can go. Why do I think Hunter can go? Because I like Trey Tucker, and I think Trey Tucker's ceiling is way higher. I take that. You know, there's a multitude of people. Then you fix that offensive line, which you can fix in free agency. You can fix in the draft this year. Multiple things you can do. Multiple things you can do. But as going forward, the main thing is just seeing if Aiden O'Connell is the guy. Because if he is the guy, then we can move forward and build accordingly. Now you can really only just focus on that offensive defense line for real. That's what you focus on. And then bring players on their defense. Because if Aiden O'Connell is the guy, you don't need to do much on the offensive skill set wise. I mean, shit, you just fuck around. You know, and you build that offensive line. But if he is not, we know what we got to do. So y'all let me know down below how y'all feel about everything I said. Y'all still reeling from the game. Make sure you guys tap in with the like, subscribe button, hit on the little notification bell. I might go live tonight with my guy Turf32, man, on his channel. So make sure you guys stay tapped in for that. And if you wasn't here for my live post-game reaction yesterday, bro, we went until 2 in the morning, damn near 3 hours, sitting, talking, chilling, bro. You know, definitely, if you got time after the games, after whatever, pull up, bro. Let's talk about what the Raiders got going on, especially when we got lives, man. You never know where the conversation's going to go. You never know how long we're going to have it going. So make sure you guys are tapping on all them buttons, you know, and you know, I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?